Welcome. Welcome. We are getting ready for the Around the League version of episode 49 of the Splash Cast. It seems that the fall is complete. The end of the era is now upon us. We have now left the 2000s and the 2010s of Atlanta sports. Matt Ryan, the last domino to fall, has been traded to the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not sad. I'm surprised. Because on Saturday Morning Live, I said, you got to trade him. You got to trade him. You got to get something. You're not going to get nothing next year. And the cap, blah, 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 blah. This is the most value that he's going to have. I said all of that. But in my heart, I was like, but they're not going to trade him. It's Matt Ryan. I mean, nobody's going to give us what we want. They're not going to trade him.
We fell into
the fell clutch.
No. This is best case scenario for all parties involved, I believe. Us chasing Deshaun made him feel away. The only way that he was coming back was for more money.
More money, which we weren't going to do.
Not going to do it. We already broke. Don't have any money. It's not going to happen. So
I think he knew that was his play. And you ask for more money, that's how you force a trade without asking for a trade.
Yep. And for us, we had to rip the Band-Aid off. And we for sure as hell were not giving him any more money. Salute to Indy for doing that. I wish y'all the best of luck.
Y'all are pretty much my AFC team now.
Yep. And also not my problem if it
don't work out.
Up. Yep. Don't care. So for me, I'm happy. We had to pay the debt. We had been kicking the can, paid the $40 million and just
largest dead money cap hit in history.
$7 million. But it's fine because he let us restructure it. If you take the benefits of the restructure, then you gotta eventually pay your bill. I'm okay with.
Oh, you're talking about over the last couple of years. Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm not mad with it. I hope he makes $1 million more. If we don't win the Super Bowl next year, which it seems to be very bleak and bleak, I think will be an overstatement, then I hope they win it. There's no ill will. There's no malice. It's kind of the same way I felt about Julio.
On our side, there's no ill will about. I think Matt Ryan was kind of hurt. I think he felt some type of way.
Matt Ryan and Freddie Freeman both, I believe, feel a certain type of way. And you're entitled to it. Just like Ron Washington said, going through the gamut of emotions. Feel your emotions out, but once they are over, move on. Now, it should be interesting because both of those guys are going to have to come back to have their numbers retired and do all the pomp and circumstance. I wonder if they're going to Peyton Manning us like Peyton doesn't bang with Indy at all. You never see him there. You ever see him anywhere, it's in Denver. So for me, that should be interesting. But again, it's a problem, but not really. I'm just happy that we are now moving. Everything now is onward and upward, except for the Hawks, I think.
So, I mean, I think the best analogy you said was ripping the Band-Aid off. We have been playing around with the rebuild for some years. We knew Julio has been hurt for the last 4. But when he plays, and we owed him so much money, we thought that we could get that 2016 magical run back. Debo, Grady, all of them, but we struck out on a lot of our secondary, except for AJ Terrell. So then when you do a total regime change, it's very difficult. You rarely see any team get a new general manager, a new coach and not turn the roster over and have success. You very rarely will see a general manager and a new coach not turn the roster over.
Oh, it's going to happen.
So we knew that the roster coming over was going to happen eventually. And we were kind of forced into it. Deshaun Watson, we never was going to pay that price tag, but for you to call us and say, hey, I'm thinking about coming to the Falcons, and then demanding $200 million, that kind of screwed us. But you could look at it as it pushed us into a rebuild a year early.
Right, which is what were we waiting on? What the hell were we waiting on? To get our ass kicked by Tom Brady? Yeah, it didn't stand a chance in the NFC South. We would have been fighting it out between us and the Saints to be right where we were at the end of last season, mid. And that I do see as a problem. The Saints are on the same damn timeline as us.
They're ahead of us.
No, they're not.
We have Kamara.
We have Pitts.
They have Michael Thomas.
When was the last time he was good?
Last time he played.
Survey says
2020.
What year's it now, Reg?
2022. So he missed a year. He missed a year.
I think it was almost 2 years.
No, it's okay. Whatever. We're not. I mean, that's to me, they have more weapons, and their defense is better than ours. And even though they did lose their safety, but we'll get into that.
And how do you feel about Kamara is probably going to be? I wouldn't be surprised if he's ready to get out. He's going to be like, you have to fix this 1 year with Jameis, and this is year 2 with Jameis. I would not be surprised at the end of this season he's not asking out. I lost Sean Payton. I'm not happy about that.
To go where?
Oh, hell, Atlanta. You don't think we could find a space for him? You saw
I'm just saying there's no reason that New Orleans would trade him.
Yeah, but I'm not sticking around in this hellhole while you guys figure out if Sean Payton is coming back. You don't really you don't have that much faith in Jameis, do you? So no, nothing about this team minus him is of any value. And at the point where I'm the only person to value on this team, I'm gonna find the door.
Well, we'll agree to disagree on that. So there were conflicting reports about Matt Ryan saying that he wanted a new contract and he wanted money. And then it turns out that, or it's been said that he didn't want any money, but he was going to be owed about $54 million over the next 2 years. I don't
think he necessarily wanted money. I think he wanted more years on the contract. Not doing it. Hey man, I've been championing you for a very long time, my friend. But we will, after this 30 minutes, this date will end. We will go our separate ways and never see each other again. You can come to the game. That's a lie. But let me tell you, hang up that number 2. Leave that here for the next person.
Oh, no, they'll retire number 2.
Oh, yeah. I'm just, and my other concern was y'all stay away from Cam Newton.
Well, and we were going to get into who they signed, with Marcus Mariota and looking at that and breaking that down when we get to the NFL football segment, because there was so much movement.
Yeah, like the movement that's over here on this desk.
Knocking stuff over.
Yeah.
But the thing about Matt Ryan going to the AFC West, going to the AFC, he is in the AFC South, which I guess that would make him the best team in the AFC South now. I mean, Tennessee has something to say about it, but with, King Henry. But, they were pretty much a Carson Wentz away from, 1, being in the playoffs, and 2, because they had a defense, they could have made a run against anybody.
Could have, but you didn't. You know what? I'm gonna retract my statement. I'm not gonna retract my statement. I'm gonna put conditions around my statement because it's very similar to what Jameis did with Tampa. And then Tom Brady took over, took him to a Super Bowl. The thing about that is, I don't believe that Wentz was as good as Jameis that year. And I sure as hell don't believe that Matt Ryan is Tom Brady status.
So what's your point?
I think that at the end of the day, Indy will probably have a good run, but
I don't think that's a fair comparison because Tom Brady came to a division and basically a conference that was 3-4 teams, right? It was when he came to Tampa Bay, it was Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas,
the Rams,
Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas.
They had just come off a Super Bowl or
no,
went to a Super Bowl.
I'm talking about when he first came here. Yeah, with Jared Goff. You didn't believe in Jared Goff. So, and the Rams had Jared Goff. So we'll say the Rams. That's 4 teams, including his that was pretty much it.
The AFC
Matt Ryan in the AFC
is a Royal Rumble, my dog.
That's why I said it's not a fair comparison. It is a comparison for Carson Wentz and Jameis Winston, but it's not a fair comparison for the situation. Matt Ryan, even though he makes the Colts a contender, that's all they are. Because, and we'll talk about why. Because it seems like every team in the AFC has gotten better. The Bills GM said, "Yo, I want realignment. Like this is the SEC. Everybody joining the SEC all over again."
Oh, I hate people. You can't. That conference ain't been nothing now. It ain't. I hate when people take one small period of time.
Ain't been nothing. I mean, not no. SEC. The AFC hasn't been anything.
It ain't been. The AFC hasn't been so good that the NFC. It ain't SEC to Big Ten. I guess that would be the second.
Not in the past, but right. Excuse me. But right now,
now, okay, for a season, bro.
All these people are signed for multiple years.
Okay, it's the same thing that we used to say about the West in the NBA. Oh man, well the West is so hell. West is so hell,
and it was.
And now what is the West?
The West was hell for years.
And what is it now?
Not great. I mean, the SEC wasn't always a powerhouse.
No. I mean, what? I'm a Florida fan, so we destroyed the 90s. So that's the reason that nobody else is a powerhouse. We ran the shop. But
I mean, there's nobody. Whatever.
I don't.
What I'm saying is the SEC as a conference right now, you could take the top four teams, top 2 in the SEC East and the SEC West, and they are going to be a top 15 team. All for them. Georgia normally is East and West. Is Alabama or LSU or Alabama or Auburn or Alabama or Texas A&M. In the recent years, it's Georgia. But for a long time, it was Florida and Georgia if Georgia was good, or Florida and that was really it. We didn't have Tennessee in the 90s, and then now it's Georgia and Florida. Those 4 teams are always going to be in the top 15 until one of them chokes. And then 9 times out of 10, and I will say in recent years, Kentucky too, they get up there, and at the end of the year, you see a SEC team who plays an ACC, plays a Big Ten, plays a Pac-12, and just demoralizes them in a bowl game if everybody plays. It's the same thing here. Like the AFC is so strong, dog. Like we already went over the AFC West. It's 4 Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
But it's gonna it will balance out. Somebody will want out. Somebody will be mad. It's one thing for sure. Somebody not gonna be okay with losing. Somebody gonna be 4th in there in that division, and they're not gonna be happy about it.
You mean 4th in the conference? Because you're talking about the AFC West. Yeah, yes. I mean it's the Raiders. I mean that's we'll get into that, but it is the Raiders. But we're getting into our it is
well, you know how disrespectful it is to phonetically sound out you being the worst team in your car. Raiders. Say it with me. Raiders. Raiders. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. Why would you
even
do that?
Even though they got Devontae Adams, but it's still the same thing. So we'll get into the football segment, but we really wanted to take this pregame and just say as it sucks that it happened. It had to happen, but hey, man, salute to Matt Ryan, greatest Falcons quarterback ever. If you dispute it, then you are foolish. He balanced out a franchise that was pretty much in disarray after the Michael Vick situation, the dogfighting situation, and made us relevant and took us all the way to the Super Bowl for 15 years. You can't really ask for much. I mean, out of 32 teams, there's one champion. Multiply that by 15. You have 15 divided by 32 times 15 is your percentage of winning a Super Bowl.
And I will give you this.
Had so much turnover with offensive coordinators, coaches, everybody.
Awful offensive lines, and you've had to either deal with Drew Brees or Tom Brady your entire career. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, really, Drew Brees. That's who you had to.
But when you think you're finna get a break, as soon as you think maybe I have an opportunity to turn the corner, Touchdown Tom comes to your neighborhood, knocks on your door and says, hey, I'm here now. Oh, and everybody who I want will come to this team. Hey, you've been a good soldier, Matt. We appreciate you. Freddie Freeman, we appreciate you. Deshaun Watson, hey, you're a venture capitalist right now. You just raising money. I get it.
Mercenary. Good luck, by the way, because you got a target on your back.
Oh man. Whatever my first offer was has tripled. I know how much money he got over there. I saw it. They posted it. It's guaranteed. I'll wait 1 year. I don't even want my money now. I want to let you get your money going first.
So, I mean, it's been a crazy fallout, man, and we'll get to that in our football segment. But we really wanted to just take time and kind of discuss the Matt Ryan trade. I mean, and we'll get more in depth into it when we talk about the movement that happened as the fallout of the Deshaun Watson trade.
But we are a strong and resilient fan base.
We are strong and resilient fans. You and I, our fan base is not strong and resilient at all.
Well, yeah. I was trying to have a moment of optimism, Reggie.
Tell the truth, man. Tell the truth, though.
And he came right on in here like a person in Central Station and got stomped out. Damn. But yes, before I was so eloquently interrupted, we are a strong, resilient fan base. We will be back. We are still World Series champions. We are still the absolute best team in baseball. And until you take the trophy, shut up.
Because that's all we got. Well, I got Georgia, but you know.
I have nothing. My life is crumbling. And Trae Young is Trae Young once again at unprecedented levels.
Yeah. Well,
let's do it, man.
Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We are now going to go straight into the Around the League edition of episode 49, entitled When It All Falls Down. Stay tuned.
Peace.
From the very beginning,
with the third pick in the 2008 NFL Draft,
you transformed this franchise.
Matt Ryan, quarterback.
You inspired a city.
They take longer to develop, but he's the focus now of that franchise.
And defined the standard.
The Falcons start their 44th season in the NFL, fresh and new. A new rookie quarterback in Matt Ryan.
Just like college.
Ryan going to throw first professional pass. Caught. Jenkins, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He lives in Atlanta. His first professional pass is a 62-yard strike to Michael Jenkins.
That's why you throw your first pass.
Through the highest of highs.
Green Bay rushes forward. Pumps, runs, 10, 5. Does he score?
I got his number 2 on it.
small moments that became big.
Hey, Matt Ryan. Derek.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
You created memories that will last a lifetime.
Man up in the pocket. Now going to cut it loose, looking for Julio. What a catch!
And even through the heartbreak, you stood tall for this city.
Hey! Finish the job! All week we work! Finish up 3, 1, 2,
For this community,
395!
for Atlanta,
Wide open, left side of the end zone, caught by Ridley for the touchdown.
you gave your all.
Now dances out of the pocket.
You put forth everything. And for that, we are grateful.
Atlanta touchdown.
Grateful for the heart you put into the game.
Let's go. Let's go get the team, man.
Grateful for the love you shared with Atlanta.
Touchdown Atlanta!
Not just on game day. Every day. This city will always be a part of you.
He'll keep it on the option and flip into the end zone.
Are you kidding me?
And you will always be a part of this city.
93 yards. Matt looks, going to throw the ball here near side. It's a great catch. And going to gun it deep. Marvin Hall running a blur. Caught it. Touchdown Atlanta. Ryan is wide open to catch in the touchdown. Sam's going to throw. Oh, right. Touchdown Atlanta.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for everything.